You're now listening to the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast. Straightforward, no nonsense business advice. Completely unfiltered. Grow your business. Grow your life. Now, here's your host, Brian Fullerton.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast. It is your host, Brian Fullerton, here hanging with you guys, recording a late night. Times, date, location, start date, captain's log. Coming in hot, bringing the energy. Late night podcast per usual. We're hanging at the... I have no idea what hotel in America right now I'm in right now. Where are we, dude? This is Florida. We are in beautiful Orlando. Hey, guys, what hotel is this? Riverside. New Orleans, Riverside. Thank you. Court? Mark Orleans. Port. Thank you so much. You're a lifesaver. Port Orleans, Riverside Hotel. Beautiful area. Some great potential guests on the podcast running away. That's awesome. We are in the lobby of a beautiful hotel down here hanging in Disney. We're here, Liz and I, with the kids, and also joined by special guests, super special guests. Caleb always says it this way. I'm like, what does it mean when he says it this way? But he goes, hate him or love him. We've got him on the show. Blake Albertson, B&B Lawn Care.
What's up?
How are we doing?
Going?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing real good. Always a late night podcast here with Brian.
I was laughing. You said
it's interesting.
You said earlier, you're like, is there ever a time we can actually podcast?
Yeah, can you fit me in like a 10 a.m. or something one day?
Like a 2 o'clock slot? Usually that's the coaching calls and the podcast hours. I do my social media stuff for half day on Thursday, usually just to kind of try to batch out some of this, although Mr. Producer would probably tell you otherwise because a lot of this stuff comes in hot. That's funny right there. He's going to listen to this and go, you're lying. Because you get it to me in the midnight.
Like never, one time there was a Thursday.
There was one time we had 3 podcasts in the queue. Folks, we're not like social media gurus. We're doing the best we can to keep this thing alive, keep the YouTube channel alive, create content. I fit it in when I can. I mean, we treat it serious. But it's a lot. It's a hard thing to do. It's a business. For me, it's a business. We try to run it for profit. It's a lot of moving parts, as you guys can imagine. But on the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast, if you guys are new to the show, I just want to say a quick welcome. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, we try to drop a new show.
To the Brian's Lawn Maintenance podcast.
We just did a podcast episode. Tell them what did you say in the other show?
Well, I was like, hey, yeah, check out Brian at the Brian's Lawn Maintenance podcast.
No, before that, you're like, big listener, love what Brian's doing.
Love Brian, man. I'm a huge fan. I listen to the podcast all the time.
Listen to every show.
Brian's Lawn Maintenance podcast.
I'm like, okay, so anybody who does want to find us, not to, close that loop out, but it would be the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast. And Blake's like, right, big fan.
That's so funny, dude.
And Blake's like, why are you always throwing me under the bus? I'm like, these jokes write themselves, bro. Like, I can't fix the problem here. It's like,
if you've ever ran around Disney World chasing kids and then try to podcast at night, 10 o'clock at night, it's something, bro.
It's been a beautiful day. Weather's looking good here. I will say, admittedly, honestly, funnily, if funnily is a word, but funny enough, back at home, getting pummeled with snow. I've been on the phone down like a stockbroker all day, unloading sites to a couple buddies. Shout out to Jake Meisner, Andrew Storm, Brett's Lawn Care, a bunch of dudes. Rob is back at home. Ryan's back at home. They're kicking butt, holding down the fort. We're actually down a guy. We had a little miscommunication. One of my guys dipped out early for a vacation. I was supposed to be back, but we got mixed up on when people were leaving, when people were coming back. So we're kind of shorthanded. And so real life stuff. Like I admit it, we had a little bit of a snafu. We have 2 out of the 3 trucks moving. A good 2.5 truck route, So unloading a few sites to a couple buddies. Mike Bedell, of course, always rock, always a solid dude. Picked up a couple sites. Dude, you can't. I'm like, dude, I owe you a couple extra gift cards just for being a class act, So it's been a busy day, but trying to enjoy the Disney Springs, right? Get the best out of that. And then I think tomorrow we're actually headed to Disney, which is going to be awesome. And then we've been in Florida for a couple of days before that. Home for 2 weeks, Destin for 2 weeks, and then it's the spring rush. And I'm really, really excited about that. We've got a crazy amount going on. A lot of you guys listen to the show, kind of know where we're at real time if you guys are listening real time. Let me kick it back over to you, though, man. You're the guest of the show, guest of the hour. What's going on in all things the world of B&B Lawn Care, bro?
Yeah, I mean, February is like our month to we always normally travel, which we're doing right now, but it's really the month that I don't necessarily have to be in town, but we're doing different different things to get prepared.
Okay.
Hiring for sure, making sure that our team's going to be all set up, which just today lockdown. I mean, we are good to go full steam ahead with our crew, which is like, 60% of the equation. After you get your team set up, make sure your clients are all on board, make sure your routes are set up, make sure your pricing's good, the equipment, of course, but like getting those 4 or 5 key things ready to go for the season is what we're focusing on right now.
Okay. Okay.
So we'll be following up with clients, just making sure everybody's good to go, making sure our software is ready to go, and just really preparing in those things. Tyler's back at home, working on equipment, cleaning it up, changing oil, making sure everything's greased up, blades are sharp, little odds and end things on the trucks. If one needs a tire or we got to check out some brakes and things like that. Just really preparing the equipment, preparing the crew, preparing our clients, and dude, we'll be ready to roll in March. We'll be hitting landscape cleanups, mulching,
getting the season going,
and then April 1st, dude, we are full speed ahead, focused on mowing.
Is that usually not guaranteed, but is that like no matter what, the lawns are growing by then, or is it like, hey, if we luck out?
Last year, dude, they were in need April 1st.
Wow. No way.
So like we tell everybody like the week of April 1st, but I get a lot of texts before then.
Do you?
To start. So, I mean, dude, it's crazy how fast. I mean, we mowed up until basically Christmas.
Is that right?
So our winter, we try to limit our winter. We try to, do cleanups as far into fall and winter as we possibly can, and then start that stuff,
as soon as you can.
As soon as we can, because our winters suck. I mean, this is the first year we've actually gotten some decent snow.
Okay. But
like I was telling you earlier, the past 5 or 6 years, dude, people just got out of the snow plowing business in my area.
Right. 'Cause
it was so unreliable, and it just, we get 2 snow events, and it's an inch at most.
And it's not worth it to quote unquote make big money to like not go on vacation. Yeah, I could justify it. Like, oh, I make $100,000 in winter, so I'm not going to leave. Like, I'm like the pain is the profit's good enough to supersede the pain of not leaving on vacation. But if you're going to make $12,000 from 2 events doing snow, maybe it's like, dude, it's not even worth it. You might as well just free yourself from that leash and go on vacation.
Yeah, it's that. It's
or take it.
From what I saw, the decent snow we had this year. Mm-hmm. I was on like Facebook and I was seeing like all the restaurants in our area. Hey, we can't even open today. We have nobody to plow our lots.
Okay.
And so what that tells me is like, there's not a whole bunch of people doing it, which of course the business owner and me, I'm like,
well, that's why you should do it.
We need to get into it.
Sure.
But I think it's just, man, you go 5-6 years and people are like, let's sell off the plow and let's just go a different direction.
If I had something that didn't make me money within 90 days, let alone a year.
Yeah, exactly.
I would sell that asset off because it would technically not be an asset, right?
Exactly. Yeah. So, I just think people, maybe they take January and February off and they work until December and start back in March.
Work on the business, not in the business kind of stuff.
Yeah. Like that's basically what we've done over the past couple of years. We just take January and February to recharge a little bit and sharpen the axe and, work on the business. But now that like we're kicking up snow again, I'm like, maybe it's time to suit up and get to work. I don't know. So
yeah,
we subcontract a lot of our commercial stuff just because we're not equipped for it.
Okay. That's fair.
That's just the truth. So
you got to come up to Michigan, come plow some snow, find a snowstorm 3 days out, or once it's hitting you, it's probably going to hit me the next day.
Right.
Somehow find a plane to hop over that sucker. Come on up. I'll put you in a plow truck for 24 hours.
I think it'd be awesome.
I do open invitation. If you guys make content or want to come live the dream and hang out, I got to be careful sometimes when I say that open invite, because I get people all the time. Hey, want to come? Can I come mow with you? I'm like, no. I'd love to do it. We've talked about doing like an apprentice thing once we have the house and the shop and we're a little bit more kind of situated, if you will. I get a lot of, dude, in the summer, 3, 4, 5 people a week that want to come work. And I'm like, well, that's a lot of free labor. Like, hey, you want to hang out with Ryan's on maintenance? I'll charge you $1,000 and you can come work for free. I'm kidding, obviously, but seriously, that'd actually be a pretty dope opportunity. But man, it'd be awesome to come like hang out with a crew, hang out with Rob, Mark, Ryan. I mean, we're hiring an admin person here in the spring and summer. Like, dude, I'll show you the ins and out of our whole company and like how we're doing everything and the billing, the paperwork. That, dude, $1,000 for a week, 5 days. You know what I mean? You pay your own way, kind of deal. That'd be worth $50,000 if you ask me. Like, I would do that right now. I have a short list of 20 different people that I could name off that I would do that tomorrow if they offered that.
Right.
You know, but it's just hard logistically figuring all that crap out. But one day we'll get there, and I'm really looking forward to some extra kind of like low key, smaller training events that we're going to try to do in the summer. I don't know about this summer coming up, but maybe in the future. But yeah, that's really, really cool, man. So working on the business, not in the business, you know, if you want to come plow snow, you're more than welcome to, just to close that little loop up. But, and if you're like, hey, this was fun, but definitely not for me.
Right. Yeah.
There's a lot of merit in that too.
Yeah.
I see Sutton out there. He's like, nah, not interested. You know, he takes a day off at most. He goes to a football game. It looks like. He's wants to go see Taylor Swift. So best way for him to see that is to go to the football game.
Yeah, exactly.
I saw you guys out there, dude, and he was out there at that game. It was like minus 15.
Yeah, it's wild.
That's insane.
That was like the coldest day we've had in forever, dude.
He's like, well, as long as you're moving, it's okay. You know, he's got his like deep voice. He's like, well, it's not that bad. I'm like, what are you talking about?
That was actually pretty good. That was pretty close.
I'm working on my Josh Sutton. You know what I mean?
Dude,
he's like, shut up, Fullerton.
Not that Taylor Swift isn't talked about enough, but I saw today on Facebook, because like in Kansas City, that's all people talk about. Well, now they talk about the Super Bowl because they're going to Super Bowl, but
oh, are they?
Yeah.
Who did they beat? Who did they play? Was it the Lions?
Bro.
Did they play our guys or did they play?
Yeah.
Oh, no, the 49ers. I honestly have no idea what I'm talking
embarrass
about.
myself if I talk, so I'm just.
Is Ray Lewis still in the Ravens guy? The black guy? Is he still? I like Ray Lewis. I think he had like. Well, I thought he was like a really good motivational guy, like for the team. You ever see like Ray Lewis like clips on Instagram and YouTube?
Maybe.
I think he though like got in trouble for like maybe killing somebody. So like maybe he's not the best guy to like emulate. I don't know. I know nothing about Ray Lewis. Don't send me any hate mail. If you do, send it to 902 Carroll, Ohio.
Send it to Brian's Lawn Maintenance Podcast.
Yeah, or the Almond Landscape Podcast. Send him hate at his P.O. box for my show. That'd be a great way to do it.
She, in the last, whatever, this year, this season, whatever, that they've been dating, she's generated $350 million for the brand.
For her
the
brand?
Chiefs.
Oh, for the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Wild.
Whoa.
$350
From
million.
what, like jerseys and television ads or something? Or
I don't know, bro.
That's just like her
like
brand, I guess, around.
She has brought so many people to the NFL and to the Chiefs specifically.
Okay.
I mean, like in Kansas City, you see the husbands wearing jerseys and then the wives say like, go Taylor's boyfriend. Like, so they're selling merch now, not only to the husbands, for example, right? The husbands that are watching, but now it's the daughters, the wife, all wearing Chiefs branded stuff. I love Taylor's boyfriend. Go Taylor's boyfriend. It's just, it's wild. Like
$350 million is a lot of money in new generation.
In like, I don't know what it's been like this season, this football season. So it's just really wild, like how that can happen. I was gonna. So Natalie and I were driving, meeting up for her grandma's birthday or something the other night before we left, and we were in the area that they live, Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift. And I was like, somebody like Taylor Swift, she's a billionaire. And she moved to where we can't stand because it's just cold for 4 months out of the year. And she can go anywhere in the world and she moved here, right? It's just classic.
That is funny.
Like we're always trying to go on vacation to get out of the cold. And she's like, no, I can go anywhere, but I moved here to Kansas City.
You know, it's like, it's so funny seeing that because she's generated like I think $1 billion with her tour or something like that. I don't know why I'm talking about Taylor Swift right now, but here you go.
Can't run from her.
Yeah, but didn't she make like $500 million this year or something with her whole tour?
Yeah, that's what I heard, dude.
That's wild. Well, shifting gears, let me ask you this.
Let's talk about T Swift.
Yeah, no shoe. I mean, the only person still listening is Jeremiah Jennings. He's a closet T Swifty, but or Swifty, is that what they call him, Swifty?
Yeah.
Whatever. But tell me a little bit more about what you guys got going on for 24 though, man, because we did a live stream that went really, really good on Link. Yeah. It seems like a lot of people really enjoyed the conversation. Had about 50 people live for about an hour. Then the laptop battery died. Then we did another 20 minutes, which was hilarious. Everybody's in good sport, good humor there. But it seems like you guys are really ready to rock and roll. You got your full staffed. Company's growing like crazy. So give me the 411. How are things going?
Yeah, I mean, that's the most important thing. I've said the story a couple times. 2021 was the absolute toughest year. I had broke my wrist. I could not find a human being to work. And I think we all went through that time when inflation was crazy high. Everybody wanted, $40 in a laptop to start working. And we got through it like you have to and kind of go into survival mode. So to be on the other side of that and be super prepared, a month in advance, 2 months in advance for the season is crazy important. We acquired a new company in July. So we kind of got the tail end of, the fruit of that. So I'm really excited to see with all the new clients, what that brings for the springtime work, cleanups, mulching, rock, shrub trimming. I mean, the whole deal. So, now we have double the amount of clients to offer those services to. And, dude, we're ready to go. And the thing is, like, everybody asks me about services we offer, but the thing that I love is the weekly mowing. Mm-hmm. That is our bread and butter. And for the foreseeable future, that's what we will be doing.
The commercial?
No, just weekly mowing.
Oh, the weekly mowing. Okay.
Commercial or residential, right?
Okay.
We have a mixture. We're probably like 75% residential.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought you guys were more like 90-10, Bri.
We were until we acquired the other company, and they're, we have those city properties that are just massive, dude. I mean, each of them are probably, and massive to me. I mean, we're used to doing like
1 acre,
10 to 20,000 square foot properties.
Right. What is like 3 acres, 5 acre, 10 acres?
Yeah, they're probably 3 to 8 acres each.
Mm-hmm.
But some of them are just very complex. Like there's just like water treatment facilities. I mean, there's just stuff.
Yeah.
Fences and weird pipes and things everywhere.
Yeah.
So they're just unique properties.
Mm-hmm. A lot of trimming, a lot of edging.
Yeah. So it's brought that percentage of residential down just because we have, churches and more commercial stuff. So
that's cool.
Yeah. And there is no right or wrong. Like we haven't had any problems with the commercial clients that we currently service to. It's just, I know we hit on this earlier in the night. It's like, dude, the KFCs and the McDonald's and the JCPenney's, like we were doing JCPenney's. It was a great property. We made a lot of money on it, but, I would get a random text at like 9:00 at night and they're like, they've been on the balancing, from my knowledge, like balancing on the verge of bankruptcy. And I'd get a text and they're like, hey, I just got a message from corporate. There's no more spending on external, property maintenance. So like that means no more window cleaning, no more parking lot stuff, no mowing, no landscaping, nothing.
No mowing?
Yep. Yeah. And so
in what, like July or like October?
I don't even know when it was, but it wasn't slow season. Like it was booming season. It might have been like June.
Oh wow.
And
what the hell then,
Yeah, and it's like,
okay.
Yeah, it's like funny. It's like when a company's struggling, they're like, let's let the grass get a foot tall. Then people will want to come into the store and buy stuff.
Oh.
It all plays a part in like, let's cut the marketing expenses. Yeah. Let's cut trying to get new clients when we're trying to make more money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so it did, dude. It got super tall. It might have been, it wasn't crazy a long period of time, but it was like 3, 4, 5 weeks.
Wow.
And then of course we're like, all right, let's just get back on the weekly rate. And it's like, no.
Yeah, we'll clean it up for
we got to
$250.
clean it up and get back to it. So, we had weird problems with that. KFC, dude, they still owe me like $3,000. It was just you never knew who to go to get paid. Right. It was a company, the corporate hired a company to manage Missouri that hired other companies to service the individual stores. And, it just kept getting worse. Like the first couple months were fine. Then the payments, it would go, a month and you wouldn't get money. And then boom, it never came.
Yeah.
And you just are expected to keep mowing it. And then my contact's just gone, dried up. And it's like, who do you go to?
Yeah.
I don't know what KFC is, but
right.
You know what I'm saying?
Young Foods or whatever.
$1 billion company and their lawyers to go get $3,000. Like, who's going to win that?
Right. Nobody cares.
Little Blake, calling corporate or
doesn't work.
Them, like you're not going to do anything. So I just didn't like that. Like, we have a family, we have real bills and a business. Like, I can't be chasing around KFC.
Right.
So we just don't focus on that. We focus on mom and pop, churches. The city's been great, but nothing crazy, big corporate. Like I don't go submit bids to McDonald's or Walmart, because you're going against 100 other companies that if you want $200 a week, they're going to go with the $75 guy.
Right.
And it's just not a game I want to play, and it's not a property I want to service.
The off-season is not a time for hibernation, but an opportunity for strategic planning and productivity. By setting clear goals, optimizing operations, investing in your team, enhancing back-end processes, and joining a supportive community, you can lay the groundwork for a successful and profitable 2024 season. With a Launchpreneur Academy Link membership, you can actually engage with other industry professionals, access valuable resources, and even find mentors who can provide fresh perspectives and ideas for your business. Learning from others' experiences is a powerful way to navigate challenges and foster growth. Get started today with your Link membership at launchpreneuracademy.com or use the link in the podcast description.
Same topic, shifting gears slightly. On our podcast episode we just did, we had a lot of fun on it. It was at the B&B Lawn Care podcast. See, I got the right name there. We had a lot of fun. It was we were telling yuck stories and some reminiscing about how social media kind of started for both of us a little bit of YouTube conversation, and just I was a little all over the place, but it was a lot of fun. If you guys want to listen to a part one or a part two, whatever you want to call it, maybe an encore after this podcast episode.
Can you get an encore?
We did. I was rapping Jay-Z, Linkin Park, Collision Course, I think was the album back in the day. If you guys know, you know. Such a boomer 2003, 2004, 2005 music listener. It's just funny, like the genre of music that we all listen to. Pop culture changes so fast. We're talking about that on the show. Like every 3-4 years. Like what's cool is not cool. And then there's a whole new phraseology, sayings. Dude, that was rad. Cool. Bet. And
then you say them like 3 years later, and kids are like,
"Dude, yeah,
what are you talking about?"
The kid Bronson that works for me, he's just turned 16. He's in high school. Just got his license. He plows snow sometimes with us, or will cut lawns with us, And he loves it. He absolutely loves lawn and snow. And I was like, "Hey, what's the cool word?" We were still saying, that's lit or what was the other one? Bet. He goes, "No, man." He's like, "Oh, even these are all out." He's like, "Now it's all different ones." He goes, "I can't even keep up," because he's like 16, but to him, to a 12, 13-year-old, he's an old relic, like us. So it's just so funny culture wise. Right, so
like us, come on now.
What are you, 20, 31 now?
27.
27. Jeez, are we 27? It was 13 years or 10 years ago. Jesus, 10 years ago?
Yeah.
Oh my God. What was I doing at 27? I wasn't even on YouTube yet. I was still floundering. They say like founder and CEO. I was joking on somebody's podcast recently. I was a flounderer and CEO, like with the business was floundering. I wasn't a founder. I was a flounder. Like we were suck and win. But take it back to social media. I want to talk about, just for maybe the last 10 minutes here. At the tail end of that show, we were talking about how you didn't have anywhere to ask these questions back in the day. And I know a lot of you guys listening in have heard that kind of stuff before, but you got started on social media to just perfect your craft. It was a passion project. You were just enjoying it. And now today you have podcasts and live events and all this kind of stuff. So if you don't mind, I was going to see if you want to take the last 10 minutes here, talk about your first couple years getting started on social media, because you were like, I was doing it for the right reasons, but like you were trying to be a better company owner, lawn striper, whatever you want to call it. Like you were passionate about the process.
Yeah.
Back then.
The crazy thing is like looking back now, first off, I was a late bloomer, like
me
late
too.
to mature.
Sure.
And all of that is documented on my YouTube.
Right.
Like, you see a kid in my parents' basement, you know, I was just trying to freaking afford a mower, bro. I remember.
How old were you? 13, 14, 15?
Probably like,
because maybe you're saying you've been doing it for a while.
Yeah, I was young, bro. I don't know. 15, 16 probably.
Okay.
Yeah, because I remember I had my first commercial property when I was 15, because my birthday was in April. So we had started mowing that season. Mm-hmm. And I remember I had to have my parents ride with me to my first commercial property. It was about 20 minutes away.
Okay.
And
was that the Target? The Target?
No, it was like a little strip mall.
Oh, okay.
And I remember recording on that. So, dude, I was probably 15, 16 years old. And I still was an absolute kid, little rounded face, chubby kid. So it's weird to like, YouTube is a whole thing to learn. Business is a whole thing to learn. And then you go even deeper with like working with companies to market things. And like, I was also growing up as a human and going through puberty. Like, I had a whole host of worlds colliding during that time. And then I got Brian over there. Can I get a shout out? This guy sucks. You know, it's really cool to actually look back on and like.
You had to have been 17 or 18.
Probably at that time. I mean.
But still.
Yeah.
You were young. You were young. And especially if you're a late bloomer to the game, you're like.
Totally. I mean, I couldn't talk to anybody. Like I was a total introvert my whole life.
That's wild. The thing.
Yeah, it is.
You know, it really is. Like to see how far, I don't say how far you've come, but like. It's opposite personality typically that a lot of the people you see on social, usually it's the opposite. You know?
You think of like you or like Greg Wittstock. Like Greg Wittstock is a total opposite personality type than me.
Yeah, totally.
You know, like I can't go up and talk to anybody.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I have to.
Greg was like,
I need an hour to warm up to you. You know?
Yeah. Greg will eat your head off.
Yeah.
He's like type A.
Yeah.
Like it'd be like a arm wrestling match of personality types with Greg and Stanley Dermonkey.
Yeah.
Like who's the more alpha or something, you know what I mean? It'd be like,
right.
Like who's going to win?
Yeah.
But I'm like, you guys fight it out. I'm going to sit over here.
So yeah, dude, like I just got started, wanted to make videos and show off my stripes, dude.
But the reason I bring that up is like, you are so passionate about the process. And I think so many people skate to the end. Like, I just want to know business. And I'm like, you know, obviously there's a yin and a yang. Like you can't just get so lost in the weeds of being the best striper of lawns in your town. But there has to be a season where you kind of do and are, I feel, so you can actually get up to speed about like what you actually do for a living.
Yeah.
But then some people just stay in that mode for 10 years as an owner operator and they never work, quote unquote, on the business.
Yeah, it's kind of like the same thing. I feel like when people talk about
dichotomy.
You know, you have to have this kind of engine on your mower or on your truck, and like they only care about the engine. Mm-hmm. And it's like, that is fun to talk about, but like once you buy the mower, like move on and let's focus on, you know, how do we market the business or how do we hire good employees and things like that. Like the whole Chevy versus Ford conversation. Like the more I go about life, I realize like how important it is to do your research. Like if you're getting a new mower, do your research on a mower, really go through it. Once you buy the thing, like move on and what's next? You know, what do you need to work on in your business? Mm-hmm. And I guess it's the same thing with the striping and stuff, but like, dude, I've had people even still to this day, like people I used to post on Facebook videos and things. And they're like, I've just seen over the years, man, how
isn't that wild?
Passionate you are about your business, and we'd love to. I'm just tired of mowing my yard, and we'd love to hire you to mow it, just because I've seen,
you could grow up over the years.
I've just seen you loving making yards look beautiful. And I'm like, dude, you can't ask for anything better than that when somebody
sees your passion.
Like, the thing about marketing, like long-term marketing, is like something from, you might make a video today just showing how passionate you are, making a yard look good. Somebody sees that and it's just kind of bookmarked in their brain. Mm-hmm. They don't need anybody to mow their yard, right? Or take care of their property. And then next year they see something else and they're like, oh, awesome, man. Like that 3 years, 4. I mean, I've had people 6 years later after they tell me, hey, I saw a video way back in the day and I just love that you're still doing it and you're growing your business, and we'd love to, the kids are out of the house and I got nobody to mow the yard and we'd love to hire you. So
seasons change for them. Yeah.
Marketing isn't always like today's sales. Like, it's a year, 2 years, 5 years down the road, people seeing your stuff today.
Yeah.
You fall in love with you.
You were talking on the live stream about that. Like, you're like, it sounds like an over cheesy statement, but I'm a pillar in the community, but like you've kind of, I would imagine, have chiseled yourself out to be a staple in the community. Like, B&B Lawn Care is here to serve your
like in my local communities, you mean? Yeah. It's like
you're going to see these people at the grocery store. You're going to see them at church that Sunday. Like, these are the people you've grown up with.
I always say, like, when people ask me, like, today, how do we get, like, if I want to get customers today for this upcoming spring, how do I market it? Mm-hmm. And I go, first place I would go to Facebook, and I go to the local, swap and shops, garage sale pages, like all those little pages. There's probably like 40 of them for our town.
Right.
And also that I infiltrate, quote unquote, the neighborhood pages. Mm-hmm. We have like 4 primary neighborhoods.
Buy, sell ones or whatever. Or
like the private groups.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And I promote myself as like, hey neighbors,
small business owner.
No, like, hey neighbors, I'm Blake. I love, mowing grass, taking care of properties. We've been doing it for 16 years here in the neighborhood.
Okay.
And like, I didn't say I live there. I'm just, hey neighbors, if you live 20 minutes away from me, you're my neighbor.
Right. Yeah.
Hey, I have been servicing the neighborhood for 16 years. Hey neighbors, it's Blake again. Just wanted to say, hey, if you need anything this spring, let me know. Mulch, rock, leaf cleanups.
Sure.
Weekly lawn mowing. I'd love to take care of your property. Super passionate about making yards look good and blah, blah, blah. It's not like hard selling. It's just, I'm just trying to keep my name out there relevant in the community and just,
I like that.
Like, be the person that's there if they need anything.
Yeah.
Like, though we don't want to I don't want my business to be known as, if you go on vacation for a week, we'll go do a one-off mow. Mm-hmm. I don't want that for 300 customers, right?
Sure.
But I will market myself in those primary neighborhoods that if you need anything, if you're out of town for a week, hit me up. Let me know. We'd love to take care of property, because I've done that like one time and then they're like, why would we ever mow again?
Sure.
And it's happened over the years, dude, all the time.
Or like a month and people come back and like, man, we've been spoiled.
Yeah.
I'm done with this thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And so like, even if you have to do a couple one-off mows, because you've done this in all these neighborhood pages and it never turns anything, like, okay, but you never know what next year's going to bring.
Well, until the HOA,
really wild.
Yeah, or until the HOA meeting next year, and that guy happened to be on the board.
Oh, yeah.
Then he goes, he did one off on mine. I really like his work.
Yeah.
Hey, you want to give us a bid? And it's $14,000 later.
Dude, this stuff happens. These weird stories all of the time.
Right.
I told you a story about I did this. I've done this in these neighborhoods for 10 years.
Okay.
Just make little videos. Like, I'll make a little dorky selfie video. As silly and dorky as it sounds. I'll just sit in front of like a lawn or a mower or something. Hey, it's Blake again. Hope everybody's doing well. Blah, 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 blah. And it doesn't matter if it's dorky, dude.
Right.
Like, it's almost funnier that like people see I'm that passionate that I'm just talking about mowers to a bunch of people that work in an office.
Relatable.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I've had that scenario. The best example is a guy that works at one of the commercial properties that we do. lived in the neighborhood that I was marketing to, never even cut his yard.
Okay.
But year after year, he just saw these videos, and he's the one that got me to put in a bid at this big commercial property. And it's a few $100 a week.
Right.
To do this thing all off of year after year, just these silly little, hey neighbors, if you need anything, let me know.
Can't beat it. I remember one of your old videos, not to interrupt, but like that TV show, news channel came over.
Yeah.
Have you get any extra dividends from that? Or I remember you were so excited you did a video like, we're on a TV. You like,
I don't think so, but like,
I guess it's another impression point out there.
It's just you know, like you can, let's take it back to like these celebrities that make a movie, right? Mm-hmm. And you see them doing all these, what they call like press events or whatever. Like they'll go on to Jimmy Kimmel or all these news things. Well, like you can do that in your local community, like sponsor the Little League and sponsor the high school football team and sponsor whatever. And then you're making a silly video on Facebook, and then you're on the Facebook pages, and it's like all of these little things are leaving these little nuggets for people. Mm-hmm. And it's just like brand recognition, like
more impressions.
I do want to, I would love to put a sponsorship at the, like my high school's football.
Oh, that'd be cool.
I think it'd be awesome. And it's just, you realize that even if it doesn't turn sales today, it's just,
more impressions. It's
keeping you into the local community. And I just think that's so important. And I know it's frustrating to hear that when people are like, today, how do I get sales? Well, those little dorky videos will get you sales today, and like people wanting you to mow their yard, but it's just the long-term effects are unerasable. Mm-hmm. You know, it's just, I've seen it, dude, over the last 10 years. It's insane.
I saw Troy Clark was on a local TV show, radio station or radio. I don't even know, dude. TV. You know, I saw a Facebook clip of the news. That's how little I watch TV, so I had to watch the replay. But they interviewed him or somebody from his team. Hey, what's the weather report for tomorrow? Like they got the weather, you know, on the 8s or whatever. But they said like, you know, Troy Clark and Associates does commercial site management, blah, blah, blah. You know, so 80,000 people are watching TV that night, looking at the snowstorm coming up, you know, at midnight.
Yeah.
And, you know, they just did a little 2-minute video in front of his, you know, front door at his shop. You know, hey, you know, this is what we look for, this, but be safe, you know, have some supplies, carry a shovel. And, you know, if the roads are slick, stay away from the plows. Like, you know, kind of a value add, but, you know, not really. It's just a little blurb. But now, like you said, 80,000 people watch the nightly local, regional, whatever, you know, news. And if you got a building that, you know, your guy has been flaking on or doesn't show up, you're like, well, I don't know who that joker is, but it sounds like he's got an impressive operation. I mean, he's on the news. After all, it's probably got to be credible. You know, that's what, you know, anybody 45 plus is thinking. So they're like, I'm going to give that guy a call. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's just another great way. So I was thinking about your TV clip. We were actually doing our earlier podcast. I'm like, oh, dude, that was like 7 years ago. But I'm like, it's still probably out there paying dividends in some way for you.
Yeah. And it's just like, if you can do that, like all these little things that just make you more, I don't know if it's more like you're not going anywhere. You know what I mean? Like if I've been posting on this neighborhood page for 10 years, and still this spring in 2024, hey, Blake, or hey, guys, it's Blake again. You know, here for my 16th year in the neighborhood.
Right.
Somebody just now watching that just moved in and joined that page.
So like, this is the guy.
Like I'm not going anywhere.
Sure.
You know what I mean? It's almost that sustainability or whatever, stability.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you know, I'm still passionate. I still freaking love this business. We're still going to make your yard look beautiful. My team, you know, blah, 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 blah.
One thing, last thought I'll get, we'll probably wind down because it's getting late. And I got to still get this up to Mr. Producer. I loved a line you said, I think on the live again, really quick. If you guys didn't hear Blake on the live stream, part of our Facebook group link, which by the way, it's a community group. You get that, you get all the replays when you join of all the live streams that we've done. Launched the thing since Black Friday, Cyber Monday. We're, I don't know, 2 months into this thing. 2 live streams. We had Leroy Maines for an hour plus, and then also the man, the myth, the legend, Mark Bradley on, who Dude, I'm telling you, his replay loan's worth it's hard to like put a number on things, but I'm like $10,000 would probably be just fine to pay for that if you were for real going to get in business for yourself. Now for us, we get it for $29 a month. Give me a break. Like I'm not here to sell it or convince you. I'm just saying it's insane the value you're getting in this group. And of course you get to ask as many questions as you want. It's a community for those looking to grow. We have a guest interview every month that has a big business, but then I'm trying to change it up with the other 3 weeks on Wednesday evenings, at 7 p.m. Eastern. Usually they're myself, and we'd have a Q&A and a hangout sesh. And it's really fun. It's really cool. But I'm trying to get even more people involved in this thing to, add value. Give some
I was on the off week, the schmucks.
The schmuck week, the off week, the opposite week. Blake's my first attempt, so if you guys like it, we'll keep it going. If you think it sucks, blame Blake.
That's awesome.
We had some technical difficulties at one point, and Blake's like, "Hey, so we're launching Blink. It's like Link, but from Blake Albertson. It's like Link, but better. And so check out.
That'll be my ad under all your YouTube videos.
Yeah. Running
it's
ads.
Link, but better.
It's like Link, but better. So we're having a good old time. But I really enjoyed a line that you said there. You said somebody was talking about employees and keeping your employees motivated or something, and you had said something along the lines of, we get paid to do a good job. We want to serve our customers. We want to do it at the highest level. We want to take a really good care of their lawn. Nobody's going to care 10 years from now that we saved 5 minutes on that property by getting done early, by cutting corners and ruining our reputation.
Yeah, like, I hear people in my local area, they're like, I would never double cut a yard. And it's like, I tell my guys, dude, if it needs double cut, there's grass all over, double cut it.
Sure. Yeah.
I mean, to lose that customer and acquire a new customer is going to cost me money and time.
Right. And reputation.
So you're gonna
complaints,
have a problem one way or another.
Sure.
So might as well just take 5 more minutes and double cut the yard.
I thought it was so solid because it's kind of like nomenclature for a design, build, install company to talk about reputation. Reputation, it's reputation. We build the best patios in town. But for lawn maintenance guys, I don't know if you guys listen to it. What do you think? I mean, I don't see too many lawn care pros, if you will, really caring about reputation. And usually how do you pick up more lawn care clients? Well, my last guy sucked. He was rushing. He didn't care. And he rode the zero turn like it was a go-kart.
What percentage do you hear that? Like probably 80% of new customers.
Yeah. I mean, rarely it's like, oh, my guy raised his rates. Usually it's like he sucked because he was doing bad work.
Didn't show up. Didn't do the...
Yeah. And then they go for the jugular at the end. They go, oh, Andy raised his rates $3. I'm like, oh, yeah, that $3 will get you, But it's like, it's always reputation, right? So I just thought it was a really interesting line. Not line, but you know what I'm saying. What you had communicated, like, dude, just take the extra 5 minutes and just build a good reputation around town. Like if you want sales today and you want sales tomorrow, like
no. I'm sorry to bother you so late.
No problem.
But I got my 72-year-old husband out there now who's revving up the snowblower, and I'm really worried about him. And he spent all day long at work, and then he had a meeting till 10 o'clock at night. He's still working as an engineer. I'm a little worried he's going to end up with a heart attack. Are you guys coming out?
Yeah, we're going to be making our way here. We are tackling our residentials as we speak. With all due respect, I would tell him to hang tight, and I don't understand why he's going out there right now to tackle it. We're making our...
He's a, if you're not here by a certain point, he's a strong-willed little man. And
that's awesome.
Well, it is, but I also worry that something's going to happen to him.
Sure.
And I don't mean to be testy with you, but that's big, heavy snow. So do you have any idea when you'll be here?
Yeah, we're making our rounds right now in our residentials. We have a checklist of how we go through our routes with commercial and then our residential and our restaurants that are open. And then we tackle our residentials right after that. So we're in a checklist and a pecking order, if you will. So we're making our rounds on our residentials right now. So we should be out there, within the next hour or two. I will tell you, I can't control your husband, so I do apologize. I can control what we can control on our end, and we are making our rounds. So, with all due respect, that's why you guys hired us. We do say we'll be out there within 12 hours. The snow ended around noon, and we're making our rounds as we speak. So with all due respect, I'd encourage him to come on in. If you're concerned about him, then I don't think he should be out there. That's why you guys. That's why you guys did hire us, after all, right? So
yeah. Okay. Well, let me see if you can hear him. Let me see if I can't get him back in.
All right.
Talk to you.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
No problem. Thank you. It's just wild, bro.
Dude, I'm glad that like I'm not the only one that gets stuff like that.
Oh, it happens all the time. Yeah, I mean, for anybody trying to grow, and anybody that's got a real business.
Like, it's so funny. You can be anywhere. You live freaking 15 hours away from me, and like it's the same damn phone call. Then all of us get.
Of course,
my husband's out there.
I'm like, why is he out there?
Okay.
I'm like, and why is he out there? I'm concerned for him. Me too. You should probably pull him back inside then. Why is he out there?
Yeah.
It's 10:30 at night. He's 72 years old. What logical world do you live in where that's an okay
thing? Do you notice like this? All of this stuff is psychological, like war. Like she's like, he's been at work all day. He's 75. He's okay.
Right. You're like, what are you doing?
We have a list though. Like
we have
like she wanted you to stop. Get here right now.
Oh, I have another one
so he can stop.
Yeah, I have another one that's texting me as we speak, and 2 minutes ago, 7 minutes ago now, and going through these same stuff. And I'm like, we have a list. We will be done in the next 2 hours. A residential route takes like 2.5 hours to do. We have a list. It's like you ever heard like an airline pilot when there's an emergency? Like they don't like just preemptively start flipping switches.
Right.
Like they can be losing hundreds of feet of altitude a second.
Yeah.
The thing's spinning counterclockwise, going down quick. And so try this, try that. No, they don't do that. They're on the phone with Tower. Hey, here's what we're trying. Try this next. Try this. What's the manual? And it's like, dude, you've got 3 minutes till you smack on the ground. Until then, there's a lot of time in 3-minute microwave time. You can try about 100 procedures to start, stop, turn left, turn right, up, down, left, right. It's like, geez,
in the summertime, it's like Friday, like Thursday or Friday night. And they're like, we're having a graduation party Saturday morning. The yard's super long. And it's like, okay. Like,
we're going to be there on Friday. Like we always are.
Yeah. It's like, you want us to stop and go right now,
Again, I've stopped living my life calamity to calamity, and my life has improved. And I see and still watch other people that live their life calamity to calamity, like you said, mentally. It's because that's a mental game, and they still can't get out of their own freaking way. And they're 60 and 70, and they're wondering why their life is small. You will not dictate my schedule. Sorry. I'm not a tough guy. We have a system. We have a plan. And the only thing that keeps things together is a system. That's it. Like we get those kind of calls. Everybody does.
Yeah.
And it's like, yep, we're on the way. By the way, it's 11 o'clock at night. You're not going anywhere.
Exactly.
Nobody's going anywhere. Are you leaving in the morning? Oh no, I just wanted to make sure that we're on the list. Were we there the last 5 times? Well, yeah. Then I guess you're on the list. Nothing has changed.
Yeah.
Are you excited about this upcoming season and making it your best year ever? Still not sure where to start with knowing your numbers and running a predictably profitable business? We want to introduce you to a brand new resource called the Know Your Numbers Profitability and Pricing Calculator, available exclusively at the L'Entrepreneur Academy. We're here to help you understand how to recover your overhead, calculate your man-hour rate, price lawns correctly, budget a profitable margin, and so much more. You deserve to have the best information that you can to help you build your business and run it as profitably as possible. Get a handle on knowing your numbers today with the Profitability and Pricing Calculator, exclusively available at l'entrepreneuracademy.com.
Or like if it's a Monday yard and it's like 4, and like the old lady calls you, well, we're on Mondays. Okay. The sun's up. I mean, we had a little problem this morning. We're a little later than normal.
Yeah, I have a lady. She gets cut. She's our last lawn of the week every time. She gets cut at Thursday. I might leave all this in because this is like real life,
Yeah.
She's the Thursday route, our last route. We mow Monday through Thursday. She always is done at 5 o'clock on Thursday. That's like our end cap. She's the last lawn. We don't say, hey, you're our last one. We don't say, hey, you're going to be done by 5:30 or 6. There's nothing guaranteed like that. Like, you'll lawn will be done probably on Thursday or Friday. But it's always Thursday around 5 o'clock. every freaking Thursday. I'm telling you, 18 out of 26 weeks this year, 5 o'clock on Thursday. And I don't guarantee for Thursday.
Right.
I don't guarantee a time. I don't guarantee anything. It's not like that. It's like your lawn will be cut every 7 to 10, every 7 days, definitely within either 6 to 8. That's how we work our wording with our signups. And every time, dude, I swear to God, she's like, just check. It shoots me an email, just checking in. And I'm literally, I'll check it, GPS track it, or I'll text Rob and say, hey, where you guys at? And she'll say, and it'll be like the next lawn, the last lawn. Oh, just on our last lawn, dude. Doing the one with the hill in the backyard. I go, oh, cool. Yep. Which is that lady. I go, awesome. Like she perfectly preemptively shoots me an email on the spot. Like she must be watching out the window. They're always here at 5:30.
Yeah.
If it's 5:20 and my guys are always, I mean, it's so funny how like the route is always within 10 minutes.
Right.
But like if we're not there exactly at 5:30, which we don't guarantee, nobody's guaranteeing a damn thing. She's like, where are you at? I'm like, we have a system. We have a schedule. It's been communicated to you 18 times this year out of 26 weeks. We will be there. And if not Thursday, it'll be there probably Friday at 10 a.m. You know what I mean? It's just like it's just wild. We're talking lawn. We're talking snow. This isn't
a surgery tomorrow.
This isn't a surgery. Yeah, this is an open heart surgery. This isn't a prisoner exchange for two major world powers. This is a very low, but into other people's world, it snows or the grass is getting tall in their life. It's just so wild how their life is so reflective of these problems, you know? And it's like the oil change has to get done and it's a whole day process. And like, it's a 20-minute oil change at Quick Lube. Yeah, but I got to go to the dealer. I got to use a coupon. I have to be there at 7. And it's just like, dude, your life it's just like wild what people focus on.
And if you do that on a business, like I do remember, I mean, the first few times that we had like a flat tire and a mower, are we rolling, dog?
Yeah, just go for it. It's unfiltered. I'll probably edit out the name of that call.
This is the Brian's Lawn Maintenance podcast.
It's just funny how people work.
Yeah, like, you know, we had a flat tire. I had no clue what to do. In a mower, like the first one took, I'm not even kidding, 6 to 8 hours. Okay.
What happened? The mower? What?
Like a flat tire
okay.
In the middle of a property.
Sorry.
You know, and I'm out there mowing by myself.
This thing just touched me. I'm like, what is that?
What is it? A bug?
No, it's a piece of plastic like fell on me. I was like, what the hell is that?
It probably took like 6 to 8 hours, right? Because it's like, I'm by myself in the middle of a property. I have no clue what to do, how to change it.
Oh, right.
You know, and then, you know, I would take it to like Discount Tire and go get it fixed. And like, that's a whole freaking process.
Yeah.
The second one maybe took 2 hours. Like, we're like, let's get it off the mower and then we'll take it to Discount Tire. And then let's think of a better process. Like,
sure,
we know this is going to happen.
Sure.
We're in a lawn care business. You're going to get a flat mower tire. It's just how it works.
Yep.
And then, you know,
unless
the second one.
This.
Exactly, dude. It's beautiful.
People rag on the Trackless airless tires, you know, I'm like, you're still not even going to bother.
Dude,
don't buy them. Don't buy them. You're right.
It's wild.
It's like, whatever.
Like that is the future of like, you think about what's the future of this industry, battery. It's like, no, like things like the Trackless tire that save you so much time and you can just drive over nails, bro. But yeah, and then we're like, I thought, what is a system? What could we have on the truck? Oh, a tire plug kit, a jack, and an air compressor to fix it. You know, and now
5 minutes.
I won't even know there's a flat tire ever on like one of my cruise trucks.
Right.
Because nobody will even tell me because it's not a big deal. It's like, it's an expectation that it will happen.
Yeah.
You know, and so think about that with everything in life, you know, like our changing blades. I remember when I had employees for the first couple of years, it's like they would come to my my garage and it'd be an hour and a half event because we'd be chatting, we'd be working on stuff, we'd sharpen the blades, and it was like this whole deal. And then I'm like, how in the world could we cut this down to like 5 minutes?
Sure.
You know, and it's now we just have a bunch of sharp blades on the trailers. We put a Pro Jack. I'm losing the freaking names here. It's late at night, bro.
Yeah.
The Ballard Jack, the Super Jack, out in the street on the properties, jack it up. Bzz, bzz.
Yeah.
2 minutes, bro, to change blades. So we're like taking these hour-long problems and we cut them down to 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And that's just what you have to do as a business owner. Like if you really want to focus on efficiency and things like that, I don't even, and you want to cut down on employee phone calls too. Like unless it's a broken window, like major things, I won't even know about it.
Right.
You know, and that's where you want to be. Like you want to give your employees the freedom to solve problems. I think there's like what company was this? This might have been an LAL, might have been a podcast with like Amazon or something, but their layers of management at some company, I have no clue what it was. It was like the managers get $100 to alleviate any problems. Don't ever tell anybody about it. If it costs $100 to fix it.
Okay.
And then as you go up management, it's like $1,000 to fix any problems, you know, and then you get up to like higher management. It's like 20 grand. If you have, that's your budget to fix any problems.
Okay.
You know, so almost like go back to your lawn care company. What was that? Do you know?
Dan Martell did a reel. He's like, every employee of mine has a $50 budget. Managers that have 50.
Okay.
CEOs can spend 50 grand, but I need a report or something how it was spent.
Yeah.
It might have been a reel.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so
I think I have heard that.
Something like that in your business, like if the head of a trimmer breaks or you know what I'm saying, like something weird like that, I don't need to know.
Right.
Like I think that's a good, you know, people go, well, what if they take the credit card and abuse it? It's like, has it happened? Probably in a business once before, but like I'm letting my guys drive around trucks and trailers and mowers with my credit cards. Like if I haven't built up trust and rapport with them on that front, and I'm worried about them stealing, you know, $50 in parts at Feldman's, you know what I mean? It's
right.
It's one of those things like, so I think that's an important thing. Like as you're growing your business and you have people driving trucks and you're not out on that crew, those things that you get phone calls about on the daily, if you want that to stop, give your employees freedom to start solving some issues on their own.
Right.
And it empowers people, I think. You know what I mean? Like you don't have to call your boss every time there's a little issue. Solve it.
Yeah. And that's the thing with like, my guys know that. Liz knows that. Liz and I don't talk about certain things. Like if it's $500 or less, don't bother me because it's not worth anybody's time. And not like egotistically or like we're made of money. It's just like, dude, it's a small problem. And then later, if I get home, she's like, yeah, I had to buy something for $420. I'm like, oh, that was a sting. But what are you gonna do? It's just part of business, you know. And Rob and the guy, like Rob, he sent me a photo actually. This snowstorm 2 hours ago, 3 hours ago. Gosh, 5 hours ago now. It was at about 5:30. Spring broke off the return spring for the plow. And he texted me, hey man, plow spring broke. I'm already headed to Weingart's. Already texted Brad. Should have it fixed. I'll let you know if not, if there's an emergency.
Yeah.
Like he should know, like he's a foreman. He's making good money. Like you got to empower your people to think these solutions through. Or I love you said, taking a mower jack with you and, you know, zipping with an impact, some blades, you hit a well.
Corey's going to listen to this and be like, you don't even know the name of the super jack. We've used it for 4 or 5 years.
Yeah. Super
we
jack.
love that thing.
It's
I'm
a
like,
super jack, right?
It could not come to my brain, bro.
Yeah,
I'm a little tired here.
But yeah, you know what I mean? It's like, again, somebody said, I'm sure at LAL too, it always comes back down to systems and processes, you know? Mark Bradley, he's always a systems and processes kind of guy. So we'll probably land the plane here because we've been a little bit of everywhere. I'm probably gonna leave that call in because, you know, that's just real life. Like you get calls like that. And I'm like,
well, you get stuck in the day to day and like getting these calls. And I'm like, am I the only person that gets these wildly weird phone calls? And obviously I'm not, bro. It's good to hear. Like it really is. I'm like, it sets everything down. Like, okay, I'm not the only one that has to deal with wild, crazy.
I heard somebody say, if you want to fly in an airplane, you're going to have to eat a lot of crow. And I totally don't know what that statement means. But the point is, I think is like, you're going to have to eat some poo-poo, you know, swallow your pride, swallow your ego. Yes or no, sir. Right, sir.
Yeah.
You know, yes, ma'am, you're right.
Well, you said one thing that stuck with me like probably 4 or 5 years ago, bro. You can be right or you can be wealthy.
I've said that. I actually did a podcast on that like 2 years ago.
You know what I mean? Like
it's the truth.
It really is. Like if you're just trying to like show I'm right. I know what I'm doing, blah, 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 all the time. You're just going to make everybody mad and you're going to just wreck your business, bro.
I was, it is 11 o'clock at night. I was probably a little bit more firm with that lady than I needed to be, but I'm not going to be like, yeah, I'm sending a guy over there right now. It's not like that with snow. We have a pecking list and a priority list. The commercial sites come first. They know that. It's like, we'll have your driveway done within 12 hours and by 7 a.m. the next morning. We have never not delivered on that in 20 years. Commercial snow plowing with a plow truck and all that mess for the last 7. We've never, I don't think even when my trucks have broken down, I've ever not come out the next day and with a snowblower or a shovel or called somebody to not get the job done. We've never given up on snow. It's never been a thing like that. It's not a thing like that. It doesn't have to be a thing like that. But, again, I can't let somebody who does not understand how to prioritize their life, or just lets their emotions run them, dictate my schedule.
Is it the same time right now at your house?
No, we're an hour ahead
here
of you. So this is Eastern time zone, Florida. It's what, 11? No, it's 10:30. Not super late, so it's 9:30.
Is it 10:30 at your house?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, what are you doing at 10:30 at night?
Why is a 7-year-old
plowing? She
sent me a text message after that call. She said, my husband's committed to getting the trash cans at the end of the driveway. I'm like, no shade. Love you, honey. But why is your 70-year-old husband running the snowblower? In fact, not only will my guys plow the driveway, they'll take the trash cans up to your garage because they're going to do the walks. Guarantee it. If not Ryan will do that because Ryan always does like little nice gestures like that.
Right.
I want to get Mark Bradley on the podcast. He talked about the rational versus the emotional. Solid couple hour powwow jam sesh. He was talking about that on a lot of different things. Talking about growing a business rationally, hiring rationally. What does the budget say?
Yeah.
Kind of topics. And it was really, really good. Rational versus the emotional. And I'd love to do like a show on that, but it was really like kind of like his topic. And I was like, dude, this is solid stuff. So if I can get him on the podcast, I'd love to do that. But like, does that person seem like they're making rational decisions or emotional decisions?
Emotional for sure.
It's irrational to go get your trash cans at 72 years old
at 10:30 at night.
At 10:30 at night in a snowstorm. What in God's earth are you doing? And if that's the case, with all due respect, how long have you been making emotional, irrational decisions for how long in your life? It's like, and then people, and I hate to be like the know-it-all, but for the love of God, like everybody just seems to run such a small life. I understand he's an engineer. I understand you have a nice little 3-2 house that's worth $350,000. Like great people, nice salt of the earth people. It's fine. But like, you're not a world changer. You're not a ripple maker. And not that everybody's aspiring to do that. But like, if you keep letting your life get ran by irrational, emotional decision making, that's why your life is small. Because you're not sticking to the plan. And I can't do that. I get physically emotional. I get physically charged up. Like I want to shake something. You know what I mean? Like I need to go to one of those. What are those rooms called? We like just bash things. Like you ever heard of those?
Yeah,
things?
Yeah.
A break room or something.
Yeah.
I need to go to a break room when I get calls like that because I'm like, why is your problem my problem? We have the contract says this. We'll be here within the window. We're out making a route. Everything's going right. We're actually having a great night. My guys are killing it. And then people are like, you guys are dropping the ball. You suck. Why do we have ice? All my neighbors are done. I'm like, everything you're saying is emotional. Nothing is rational. Your neighbors aren't all done before you. Actually, I'll drive up and down your subdivision right now. 7 out of 10 haven't been done.
No, it's like the one neighbor that went out there.
The one overzealous
half hour.
The DIY zealous dad.
Yeah.
God bless that guy. The city hasn't been plowed. Your subdivision hasn't been plowed. Irrational. Well, all my neighbors' lawns or driveways are down to pavement. Yes, because they use a snowblower and or a shovel, and then they put ice melt down. We've offered ice melt for $30 a bag applied. If you'd like, we'd put it down. Completely emotional, not rational. You guys are never here on time. In fact, we've always been here on time. Last 5 out of 5 times we've been here and on time. And every time you go out for your faux doctor appointment, of course, every morning, the next morning at 7 a.m., you always have lumpuckaroo that's got to go out. some sickness with your cat, we've always had your driveway done by 7 a.m. so you can go to your next fake vet doctor appointment for yourself in the morning. Rational versus emotional, right? And it's like, she had a laundry list. She sent me, it's just wild. The other person, you know what I mean? It's like,
dude, maybe I'm a little...
I always have maybe it's just me. Maybe we have the same customer. They're just 1,200 miles away. Why is it that you are so late? I always have the worst driveway in the neighborhood. Every one of the drives is always nice and clean.
Are you serious?
Mine is a mess. It always freezes before you get to it. It's really disappointing, and the snow stopped over this afternoon.
Dude, I feel like I'm talking to...
I'm like...
That's wild.
Do those seem like emotional responses or that's completely irrational, completely illogical? I'm an own it, extreme ownership. I'm like, lady, we're batting 1,000 right now. Like my guys are killing it. And then you get responses like this. And what do you think I'm thinking? Good luck renewing next year.
Yeah.
We don't need it. I don't need this taxing my life. Because I always say, and this is every time.
We can't wait much longer for this.
What are you doing in the next 9-12 hours between the hours of 10 p.m.?
Going to bed, bro.
You should be going to sleep. That's why you hired us. And I'm like, and I've said 1,000 times, this is exactly that kind of case story. Go where you're celebrated, not where you're tolerated. And at best, these people tolerate you. And I'm thinking to myself, how ungrateful. And I'm over here saying how grateful I am to be able to serve my clients. But if somebody's going to send you messages like that and you're batting 1,000 and this customer's been a customer of ours for years, in fact, here's how I'll do this. This is how I can.
Dude, maybe I'm a little bit trashy, but our trash is on Wednesdays. Okay. They come in the morning. So Tuesday night, I put out the trash and then snowstorm. Okay. Mm-hmm. They're like, we're not coming to pick up the trash this week. Next week, you can, we'll pick up whatever, double it. I didn't even go out and get the trash. I left it all out there.
Okay.
Like all my neighbors went and picked up the trash so it didn't sit around for a whole week. Mm-hmm. And I left it out there. So maybe, that nice old man, he's like, I don't want my trash can sitting out for a whole night. I'm like, I'll leave that crap out there for 2 weeks, bro. I don't care.
Check this out. Hold on. This would be a miracle if it comes through. Watch this. Let me see if I can do this.
Hi, somebody posted your...
All right, hold on. Let me see. That's not it. Come on.
Brian, my name is...
Okay, that's not it.
See, you know what's happening right now? The late night podcast is starting to sit in where we just talk about random, bro. I love it.
No, dude, this is good stuff. This is good stuff.
Dude, it's real life, bro.
Guys, hang with me.
This is, yeah. Well, right now you're trying to find a voicemail for us or something?
Yeah, bro. Check this out.
No, I just think it's important because like when you're going through the daily, especially like spring rush and stuff, and customers are like, the grass is a foot tall. Everybody else around me is cut and our yard just looks ridiculous. And I mean, we get it. Like no matter how good of a business you're running, like you guys might be plowing on time and doing a great job, but like that last person on the list is going to, of course, complain, because they're 8 hours after everybody else.
Dude, check this out. I got this, bro. You got to listen to this.
I'm ready.
You heard the lady call. And again, you can be right or you can be rich. I let her be right. I'm going to try to get rich.
Neil, and I have your service. I just wanted to call and thank you for coming out last night at like 11 o'clock and plowing our driveway. Once again, we're without power. And I was just so worried that my husband would have to plow something because, in order to make a spot for the generator. But you were out there and you just do such a wonderful job. So thank you very much. Our telephone number is 248.
All right. Same chick. It's 10:41. The business has grown. The route's grown. We have the same response time. The exact same route. We tackle the business the same way. She calls me at 10:30 here. Where you at? I said we're about an hour or two out. Last year, we did this lawn or this driveway at 11:49 at night.
Wow.
My guys will be there an hour and a half, 2 hours. Almost on the dot.
Yeah.
Again, I'm not going to be right or you can be rich kind of. But I'm just telling you, we have a system. We have a plan. And this same lady, she said, "You guys did an amazing job. Thank you so much." I sent it to Liz. I sent it to my guys. I said, "Way to go. High five." I sent it to Liz. I sent it to myself.
And tonight, it's the problem. Yeah,
but tonight,
wild.
but I got a laundry list of those things I read to you. Is that emotional or irrational? It's completely irrational. It's very emotional.
Yeah.
Because rationally, this same time last year, we delivered on every single thing I just told you we're going to do.
Yeah. And tonight you're probably
changed?
delivering as well. It's just.
Should I send that voicemail to her? Like that's.
I dare you, dog.
That's like the vindicated Brian that I had to bury that ego death.
Yeah.
15 years ago because it was so negative and toxic. Because I'm very toxic. Like I'm very mean that way. I can be very mean that way. And I had to kill that Brian off 20 years ago. For real. I struggle with anger and aggression and that kind of stuff.
That's wild, bro.
And I'm thinking to myself, lady, I'm not going to let you control my attitude. And she's getting my goat because I'm just talking about it.
We're going to talk about you for like 40 minutes.
I'm going to therapy you on the mic on my top 100 podcast. But do you know what I'm saying? Like, this is the exact same thing. And not to beat a dead horse, but like, give me a break. This is like within the hour, bro.
Yeah, dude, that's wild.
Within the hour.
Yeah, it's not like you're 4 days late. Like it's
nothing.
Yeah.
Well, my guys will be there in an hour and a half, right on time from when we delivered same time last year for another event. That was a crazy event just like this. And by the way, like she didn't call the other 4 events because we're always typically on it. So it's just wild to me. This podcast went a lot longer than I thought, but and it does get me charged up. I'm thinking to myself, like, lady, I have the exact voicemail of you saying we did an amazing job and we're amazing people. Thank you for your service. Yeah. This same time last year. And you're just like, I should literally send her that voicemail. Oh my God. That'd be a dunk. Liz would kill me. She's like, what are you doing?
Pay the bills. Yeah.
Yeah. Liz was like, what are you doing? But
that's funny.
All right. Well, that's what I got. That's the same lady. It's just so ridiculous. Proof?
Yeah, bro.
Same lady. Look,
that's
right
wild.
there.
That's wild.
Right there. Okay. So like 1 minute you can be a hero in this industry.
Yeah.
The next minute you're chop liver.
Yeah, it's wild, dude.
And I'm just like, apparently we suck. So that's the best podcast I've ever done.
Oh, dude, it's wild.
If you can be right or you can be rich.
Facts, bro. It's wild.
Facts, like receipts. I said this at LEL. Everybody's a critic. I'm like, I got receipts. I save everything. Oh, that actually gets me fired up.
You guys not gonna be able to sleep tonight, dude.
No, I'm like, listen to the show.
It's like I've been sleeping for 3 hours. Leave me alone.
This producer's gonna kill me though. I'm like, these like late night ones I get to him. He's like, please don't make a bunch of edits. I'm like, no problem.
40
edits later.
Well, she's like, I can't help it. She says her name, then spells it out. She's like, here's my social.
Yeah, he hopefully he can blur that out real quick. But again, folks, like. I there's no final thought. That is the final thought,
dude.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So, any final thought with you? I didn't mean to jam up the mic the last 12 minutes, but
bro, you're good.
It's just like, dude, we're literally an hour and a half there. And there's a system, bro. Yeah. I'm not deviating from the system.
Well, the time is awesome because she called you 11:45 a year ago. She called you at 10 tonight, and you said we'll be there in an hour or two. Literally
on the mic
within 10 minutes. Bro.
On the mic, bro.
It's wild.
I'm like, lady, I'm not changing the system for you. Nobody gets hopscotched. We have a route.
She's like, why do you sound so clear? Like on the podcast thing, you know what I mean?
Oh. I should have played that voicemail while she was calling me. Hey, really? 1 second, I got you on line 2. Merge the call. Is this you? Last year we were great.
Ago, you loved us.
Last year you loved us. What changed? You did say on your, voicemail from last year, your husband was 72. Now he's 73. So at least you're not lying. But, all right, that's probably the best gotcha. You can be ready. You can be rich.
Gotcha.
There. I guess I'm right on this one, but. Normally, I'll let people be rich so I can be rich. If there is a thing where you can be ready, you can be rich. So take it away, man. Any last thoughts? Where can people find you, bro? We'll shut it down. We went longer than I expected.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, imagine you gotta walk Disney tomorrow, bro. It's
you too, right?
Yeah, bro. I'm saying it's wild, bro. You need that energy. B&B Lawn Care on
I'll
YouTube.
recover.
At B&B Lawn Care KC on Instagram, TikTok. Yeah, B&B Lawn Care podcast on. Podcast, bro. Wherever podcasts are.
What's the podcast? B&B Lawn Care podcast.
B&B Lawn Care podcast.
New shows every quarter. Every month. You have been ramping them up.
I'm getting my LAL ones.
Are you really? You're killing me,
bro.
Get Mr. Producer. Get somebody to do these things. You're killing me. Oh my God.
I'm just trying to get you all year coverage of the show.
It's supposed to be a 2-part podcast. I might make this 2 episodes. And I was like, you can listen to the show we did with Blake before or after, but that could be in April. So hopefully, for the love of God, he gets to show up ASAP.
That's a classic.
If it's not up tomorrow, I don't know, it's turnaround time. It will be up soon, hopefully, right?
Yeah, check it out. I've actually been really...
or am I in the queue? Like, you got 3 other podcasts.
Dude,
but if you drop one a quarter, I might be bumped to September.
It was like that like 2 months ago, but I've been posting a show trying to do it every week.
I was gonna say, I have noticed that more shows have... I listened to your family update one, your business update one. That was good. Your goal setting one. That was good.
Just focused on what I'm telling people, man. Just really trying to answer questions that I had back in the day, you know?
I love it. Dude, for real. Yeah, I love it. It's been good, man. I'm excited for you, and best friends forever.
Best friends forever.
We're going to be best friends forever, dog. I was like, who is this guy? So one day I'll get a shout out. Anyway, all right. We'll shut it down.
I like to let everybody be right, but I'll talk about this for 20 years. I love it, dude.
I'm like, dude, I'm going to kill this guy.
Wait, are aliens real? No, let's not start.
I don't know, man. I don't know if aliens are real, but
oh my God.
What was that movie, Contact? Like, I don't know, but if so, it'd be an awful waste of space. Like, if it was just us. You ever see that movie? No, if you know,
I don't think so.
No, if you know that line, you know that line. All right, guys. Well, we appreciate you. We love you. This has been a wild podcast. I'm gonna probably try to put the title "Sales Today, Sales Tomorrow." I like that because it was there was a really good line you said in the live, and I was like, man, that's good. Like, build your business today, but also sow those seeds for the future.
Yeah,
and build your reputation to stand the test of time too. So, yeah. Good stuff, man. Always a good time. Appreciate you. And
thanks, man.
Signing off. All right, guys. Have a good night. And I think we're going to watch this hotel shut down too, because it looks like it's closing up. So, all right. Love you guys. Appreciate you. Have a good night. And if you get tough calls like that, I get them too. Don't worry about it. All right. Have a good night.
Before you turn off the podcast, there are 2 things that we believe you will be highly interested in. First, if you're looking to stay up to date with the latest trends and insights in the world of lawn care, then you'll want to subscribe to our free email newsletter. It shows up in your inbox 3 times a week and includes a Monday motivational to kick off your week, a Wednesday what's new to keep you informed, and a Friday weekly recap of all the content we put out. The second thing is we have just launched Lawntrepreneur Academy Link. Now you can be a part of an exclusive community that links you to those who can help you grow in your lawn care business. Joining Lawntrepreneur Link will give you the tools that you need to stay accountable, get real-time expert advice, and find belonging in a community of folks who are passionate about the lawn care industry just like you. Visit LawnTrepreneurAcademy.com to learn how Link membership gives you unique access to monthly hangouts, bidding hour calls, coaching calls, expert lessons, and more. Stay ahead of the curve and level up your business with a membership to the Lawntrepreneur Academy Link. Find an easy-to-use link in the podcast description.
Thanks for taking the time to listen to the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast with Brian Fullerton. We hope you enjoyed this production. If so, please consider leaving us a 5-star review for the show. While the techniques and ideas presented here are designed to help you grow a more successful and profitable business, no one can guarantee these results for you. We want to emphasize that entrepreneurship is not easy, and the ideas presented here are just the opinions of Brian Fullerton and his respective guests. No one can guarantee success for you. That being said, we hope the ideas presented here help you and motivate you to go on out there and crush it with your own business.
Fullerton Unfiltered Podcast.
Thanks for listening, and we hope to see you on the next episode.
This has been a Brian Fullerton and Mr. Producer production.